These are the 4 types of young adults that do not need to buy college degrees. If you're the parent of a 16 to 20-year-old, you are going to want to listen to this. The first type is high achievers. Unless your child is going into a field that legally requires them to buy a college degree to get into that job, that would be a surgeon or a doctor, civil engineer. Your child doesn't need college. College needs your child. They need your child because they're statistically likely to succeed anyway. And they need to white label the success your child is already likely to have in order to sell college degrees to the third type. The second type of young adult who doesn't need to buy a college degree are those who really struggled in school. They do not need college to get a good job. They do not need college to learn valuable skills. And for those of you who've already tuned me out, I'm not just talking about saying, oh, you did poorly in school, go pick up a wrench. There is nothing wrong with the trades. My youngest sister is a structural welder. I helped her find that job and get paid on the job training. But it is not college or trades. There's literally everything else. You would be shocked at the amount of kids that I work with that come in with an IEP and end up going into tech jobs because no one ever told them that was an option, because they didn't fit in the traditional school box, because the traditional school box is not designed for most of us. And the reason that they are pigeonholed into specific things is because they didn't fit in the traditional school box. They were told they were failures their entire life when in fact there was nothing wrong with them. And the thing that was wrong was the system. If I sound angry, it's because I am. I see this all the time and it infuriates me. The third type is young adults who are 1, not sure what they're going to do, or 2, fairly sure what they're going to do, but that job does not legally require them to get a college degree. Things that would fall into this category would be finance, marketing, things like that. They just need to learn skills. They need to build portfolios of work. This is especially true for creatives. They have no business buying college degrees. Parents need to look for specialized schools, and when I say specialized schools, I do not mean colleges or accredited things. I mean you need to look for a school where they can learn a specific skill to do a specific thing if they are sure that that's what they want to do. College degrees are costing on average $104,000 to $156,000 in the US right now. That's the cost of a bachelor's degree per 2023 NCES data. You do not need to pay that for your child to get into a job that will make them a decent living. They need to learn basic skills and get entry-level work and work their way up. College is not a shortcut. It's not going to help them. It's going to actively keep them from being able to have the freedom to explore entry-level work and get where they want to go. And the fourth type is much more rare, but those are kids who have either outside resources, families have enough money, resources, or literally a trust has been set aside for their education. Money works differently for them, and so do their ultimate goals, because their needs are not the same as the rest of us. They do not have to optimize for income, and they do not have to reduce financial risk in the same way the rest of us do. They have a budget that is set aside purely for education, and so they can optimize, hire people who are extremely specialized. Because they have the budget to do so. They have the budget to spend on educational products that is not going to ruin their life the same way that it will ruin the rest of our lives. They have a different risk calculation than the rest of us have to abide by. There are very few 16 to 20-year-olds that need to buy college degrees in order to get good work or even get to their goals. If your child needs a license, that a degree is legally required to obtain that license to do their job, disregard everything I just said, because your child is in that very narrow group of jobs. There are 7.7% of them by my calculations. So I'm sure the comments will be full of people saying, oh, well, my child, but I'll be very careful. And I would look up legal and local regulations so you understand what legal requirements actually look like, because you'd be surprised at what they actually end up being. And I see this a lot. And this is something that parents really should be checking before they buy college degrees for their kids anyway. Or worse, force their children to buy college degrees because they think it's legally required for them to do a job and it's not. The ways that you can help your children with this and the ways you can proof this through. 1, we have a book that's coming out that you can do with your child to work through this with them. There's 2 books, one for you and one for your child. You guys can do them together. But you can also just listen to the rest of this video. There are 5 degree-free pathways that your child can take if they do not buy a college degree. The first one is to get a job. And yes, entry-level work. And this is anything from tech to sports management to trades to craft work, anything. Even medicine. You'd be surprised how many entry-level jobs there are. Number 2 is find apprenticeship or on-the-job training. And that is, again, tech, trades, medicine, finance, even teaching at this point. There are paid apprenticeships. You have to check your state. Number 3 is earn a license or certification. And this could be a notary. This could be a pilot. This could be Salesforce or HubSpot. The 4th is build a business. And this could be even building a lawn care business. I'm not kidding. I just had someone tell me that their child built a lawn care business when they were 17 and then sold it when they were 18. But if they don't sell it, they could just grow it. Services businesses are the most accessible for many of us, especially if we don't come from money or we are first generation entrepreneurs. Those are the simplest to start and the simplest to grow. Degree-free pathway number 5 is learn a skill. And this allows your child to actually spend time learning and getting good at something. This could be literally anything. This could be repairing mountain bikes or editing video. This could be literally anything under the sun. And it can often lead to degree-free pathway number 1, which is get a job, or it can lead to pathway number 4, which is building a business. If your child is looking at getting a college degree and that college degree is not legally required, please look it up. Please just check. And then look and see if there's anything locally or in your state or even nationally that can satisfy the educational requirement. And when I say education, I do not mean college degrees. I mean something that will teach them the skills they need to get a job. And the last point I'm going to make before I get off my soapbox is please make sure that you are not conflating education and college. Your child can be much more educated than a college degree will ever make them if they get a job that teaches them a valuable skill. And while they are doing that, while they are still under your house, under your household, they're also doing something that educates them, like learning a language, financial literacy, home economic skills, self-defense, fitness, language, dance, music, reading. There are so many things that your child can do to self-educate. Have them go locally and take a Toastmasters class. They're going to get more of an education out of learning public speaking than they will at a 4-year college. Please use what's around you and spare them the $104,000 to $156,000 of student loan debt that is not going to functionally teach them the things that they need to learn in life or the things they need to learn to get a job. The college will always be there. It will always take their money. I'm going to start posting some more resources for parents and their 16 to 20-year-olds, so please follow along if this resonated with you.